Welcome back to part 2 of The Little Wish. Our adventure began with the party being enlisted by a halfling named Leaf to help remove the curse on Mother Earth. They began by eating some mushrooms, which turned them into mushrooms themselves. They are now entering the evil wizard's castle. What could possibly go wrong?
It's pandemonium. There's lightning, there's fire, there's blades, there's like clubs. Everything seems to be flying through this room at about 3 or 4 feet off the ground, harmlessly above your heads.
Nice.
It appears that the small diminutive forms of the Campestri were required.
I'm just watching it like a fireworks show. Ooh, that
So you get up to these 3 doors, and you see that this one is cracked open a bit, and this one is closed.
Ooh,
as is this
you
one.
went into the cracked one.
Do they all have pet doors, or is it only the one with the lion head on it that does?
So far, the only one that has a pet door that you have seen is this. If you actually look down here, there is a handy key.
Well, this one's cracked, so we might as well. We pop our little mushroom cap in. What's going on in here?
Yeah, so you look into the room. We
do.
And you can see that it appears to be a writing room or a study. You can see that as you look in, that it is about, 20 feet wide, 30 feet long, wooden floor, stone walls of a castle. It's kind of dark. There's kind of like some candles that are unlit, but it's dim because of the light coming in from the hallway. You can see that there's 2 desks. One of them is very messy and one of them is very neat. And there seems to be kind of like books that are haphazardly arranged on the messy one and only the one on the one that is clean.
How high is it to jump on the chair to get up onto the desk?
So you could absolutely make it from the ground to the chair to jump up onto the desk, but you look up here and you see in this cage is another Twinga.
Oh no!
But it is 7
go
feet
get
up. It's a
them.
little bit too high for you at the moment.
Could I put Chon on the chair and jump on Chon's head and then jump from Chon to the table?
The table you can get to. It's the cage you cannot get to.
Oh. I thought the cage was on the table, my bad. We can't get up there, oh no. Can we knock it down, maybe? Can we headbutt it? We have the headbutt ability.
It's too high up though to reach, unfortunately.
Oh, I meant like whatever the cage is. Oh, is it like hooked to the
cage
ceiling,
is hooked to the cage is hooked to like the wall, about 10 feet up.
Maybe if we all headbutt the legs of the table, we can slowly scoot the table over.
Yeah, let's try to scoot the table.
Let's go.
If we move the table,
team.
does it look like it would be high enough? If we maybe bounced on like somebody on one of our heads and like, can we do it that way?
So
Yeah, can we launch each other?
So you look,
Yeah.
and even from the table, it looks like it might be just a little too high.
Right.
Maybe there's something on the table we could use.
We should
maybe
read his notebook.
We could fashion a trebuchet out of the cup and the quill and some counterweights. We could use us. I don't know.
Can we yell at whoever's in the cage?
Yeah. Like you can yell up at the cage, and you just hear like clicks and kind of like sounds as it's kind of like waving its arms up in the air.
Wiggle wave back at it.
Yeah. Don't worry, friend. We'll come back for you. Peace be upon you.
All right, so Arabella is up on this desk. You immediately notice that there is a magnifying glass here.
Oh, a magnifying glass. We're gonna look at it.
Yeah, it's a magnifying glass. It looks like you could like carry it with you.
Oh, I can fit it in my little like mushroom body. Oh,
Yeah,
I'll take
it's a little big, but you could carry it with you for sure.
Yeah. I see there's an ink pot. Can I jump in the ink pot and like kind of bop around on the desk like a cat's paws?
You're not quite small enough to fit in the ink pot, but you can get some of your like mycelia into it
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
Yeah, like it just like playing in the ink while I look at the notebook. What's in the notebook?
So you look at the notebook, and this notebook says this. Did that pop up for everyone?
Yeah.
Perfecto.
Machine is calibrated.
All right. The machine is calibrated. As long as I check it from time to time, she'll be asleep forever. The rainbow lock is finally working. The basement is now safe and secure from thieves and nosy apprentices. Without the prism, nobody can get through. The time chamber is working. It gives fine controls through the control of temperature, but it only works on a small scale. It needs more research, but for now it will help with growing spell components. Captured several of Mother Nature's Chwingas, but I needed to separate them throughout the house. Even needed to put one into the apprentice's room. I lost the calibration tool for the weather machine yesterday. It's going to take weeks for me to craft a new one. That stupid overgrown cat got sprayed by a skunk this morning. The apprentice spent the afternoon cleaning it, and it took 3 days to get the stink out of the castle. Found a happy accident. A charm on the apprentice's bracelet fits perfectly into the machine. Saves several weeks of work. Perhaps he isn't so worthless after all. Another breakthrough. The eye sensor is finally tuned to me. Now even if someone gets to the tower, they'll never get to the weather machine. The apprentice is showing more promise. He was able to conjure a small beast this morning, even if it was only for a few minutes. Too bad he chose a skunk, though. The wretched cat nearly broke the kitty door off its hinges trying to get away. Just a few more mechanical traps and this place will be completely safe. It's a good thing, too. I need to go check on the dungeon in Icewind Dale, and I can't leave this place unprotected. I hope the apprentice doesn't get himself killed while I am gone.
What if the skunk that was sniffing about was not a real skunk and it was the apprentice's skunk, and he's really a double agent for all of this? And that's why that man's machines keep breaking. And that's why his bracelet worked for fixing it, because he stole that piece and put it on his bracelet.
As you guys are kind of like milling about this room, you hear from the hall to the north. And through the door, you can see a young human walk by. And as he scurries down the hall, you can hear him mumbling, so many chores, it's gonna take all day. Father Time consumes even Mother Nature. You hear the front door slam shut, followed by silence.
Yeah, look at that. We're alone in the castle. Maisie's like waving at it, trying to get your attention in the falsetto. We're alone in the castle.
This book said we need his island to get the machine started off. We have to take his eye out.
As you continue to look around the room.
Here, Nimna will go check out. She'll galump over and Massilia climb up this to check out this table.
Yeah, you can see that the books here are just like haphazardly arranged. They're all over the place. There doesn't seem to be like any rhyme or reason to the way that they're currently stacked.
She hates it.
What Maisie's like, what if we pushed a chair out into the hallway so we could go and get to one of the other doors, or maybe.
So as you think that out loud, you kind of realize that these doors are way too heavy to open.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Looking through, as you can see that this door was left open when the young man walked away from it.
Oh, thank my goddess, Aldeth, for the forgetfulness of Greg. Woo!
His lack of home training helped us.
Nimna points out.
Feels like it was meant to be.
What was that, Nimna?
Oh, I was just gonna say we have all these books just sitting here haphazardly, stupidly. Maybe we could stack them up if we still wanted to try to get to.
What are their titles?
This one is Homework 101 for
Oh, I hate
beginners.
that.
Yeah, it's terrible. This one is how to make a coat out of your cat's fur balls.
Cat.
This one's, I don't know this language.
You do think that if you were to work together, shove this desk over, and then stack up all the books, you might be able to
Stairway.
reach the cage.
Yes.
Do it.
Let's
We're
do
doing
it.
it.
We're not caring about what the actual quest is. We're gonna save this mushroom person. This one mushroom.
This
Chewinga.
Chewinga needs to be saved.
Yeah.
Save the Twigger!
All right. So as you guys begin to shove this desk over, you manage to kind of get it underneath, and when you get up there, you can see that the cage is one of those ones where the door is just on the top, and they're flat topped. They don't seem to have that dome that you see with some other bird cages.
Mm.
And the Chewinga's like going like this, going like you get the idea that he's like, yeah, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here.
You 1 second. We're gonna make our stairs with the books to go up there and unlock it,
Yeah,
or
so
try to.
you stack up
Yeah.
all the books.
Mushroom Voltron.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mushroom Voltron, I love it. You guys manage to get yourselves to the top of the cage. You climb up the cage. The door pops open easy, and the Chewinga comes like flying out of it and down the book ramp, and he's kind of looking around at all of you. And he's like, he kind of like waving his arms up in the air, and he kind of like holds out his hand, and he does so towards actually Nimna, and he kind of like as he runs over to, because like, you know, they were in the room, they could hear what you were saying, and he kind of like holds out his hand like he's like almost like he's asking for permission.
She holds up her little mycelia fingerlings.
Yeah. And as the Chewinga makes contact, it bestows upon you a gift.
Yay.
And you now have the ability to shape water.
We can water the plant.
As per the cantrip, shape water, which you will see in your sheet shortly.
Nimna cackles something about growing in power and then collects herself.
Are you doing good? Feeling good? You
Feel
need
better.
to walk with us?
All right. You should see that in your list of actions now.
Double check. Yes.
Excellent. So yeah, and then you see the Chewinga just hightails it out of there. Just gone. Running really, really fast.
There are apparently several more of them locked up, just spread out around here because they were a problem. So let's go find these guys. And then take that guy's eye.
Is there anything else you would like to look at into this room?
Periodically looking through my magnifying glass for just goes like, oh yes, now I'm like John.
And you notice that when you look at it, anybody else who's looking at you can see that your eye kind of gets bigger.
Yeah, look how
That's
great
adorable.
this is.
Welcome to my life.
It's like she's just pretending to be John. It's like, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah.
This is my John cosplay.
Yeah.
Right. As you guys make your way, you do notice now, as if it wasn't made aware by Massey, that this door is open. And when you look in, you can see that this looks to be like a greenhouse. You can see that there are like several tables that kind of line the walls. And you kind of see that there's a much taller table that's like up on the kind of like north side. That doesn't look like it's kind of able for you to be able to climb up to, even with the legs. The legs are too slippery as you kind of probe it with your mycelia to try to figure out how to climb. But you do notice that there's this like path of cacti that is is there, but you know, that seems precarious.
Is that water to the right? Is that water?
This
Yeah.
is a water trough, yes.
Ooh. You like
Could
the
you
water.
use shape water to make like a reverse waterfall and bring us up to the cage?
You could try, but you get the idea that it probably wouldn't be enough force to push you up.
What
Oh, no.
about like
what
a
if we freeze it? Yeah.
squishy stairs? Water stairs. Like a water bed,
Yeah.
but stair form.
Like you get like on on block, you can just hop between the ice blocks.
So as you continue to look around the room, you do see that there's this like interesting apparatus on the desk.
Mhm.
You can kind of see that there seems to be like almost like a flame in the one. And there's a
Huh.
bunch of other campestri in here that seem to be thriving as they bob back and forth. It looks like they're growing. You can almost see
they
them grow
happy?
when they're in here.
Ooh.
They seem very happy.
Oh,
Maybe we
I
could
look
grow.
at the device with my magnifying glass.
Yeah, you kind of
See
like take a
better.
look at it, and you look, and it seems to be that there seems to be three kind of like gauge lines. There's a rabbit, which the line is currently at now. There's like a
Uh-huh.
neutral point, and then there's a turtle.
Or we can grow fast, we can just grow, or we can grow slow. Hey,
I feel
I'll
like
take
growing
yours.
fast is probably the better option.
It just moves over to where the
Yeah.
other camps
give
freeze
me
are.
the dirt.
So when you see
Turn
Aegis,
it up. Turn it up.
when you see
I will.
Aegis,
It's-
when you see Aegis walk in there, when he's saying turn it up," it almost sounds like his regular voice. Because
she absolutely like hits it. Like to go fast.
sorry, it's like it's almost sped up.
Oh.
He's like
fast.
talking way faster in this area.
Oh.
It's a time.
Can you run?
Can you hop faster?
He doesn't look like he's moving any faster, but it does seem like things are going faster in there.
You stay there for 5 weeks. You'll spend 5 years as a mushroom.
As
Can
you
we
leave,
hop on
it
the
goes back to
cacti
normal.
to get onto the other table?
Oh,
What
it
was
goes
that?
back to north.
Like dangerous leapfrog on these cacti to get to the table?
You can certainly try.
I will
Well,
leapfrog
I could make
everything
I could
possibly
make them bloom. I
Oh,
could
they're
make
flowers,
because
and
cacti
less
can bloom, and
dangerous.
then the flowers are on the top of the cacti. If I remember how
Yeah.
cacti work.
Would that make it safer to leapfrog our way to the
But like
guy?
marginally, probably.
Only one way to find out.
Alright, let's do it!
Yeah, I'll make all the cacti bloom.
All right, so you see Chan walk up, and when he goes, and I'm assuming you're using Druidcraft,
Correct.
it does bloom.
Very cool.
Then you go to the next one, and it blooms.
Hey.
And before long, you have a row of bloomed cacti.
Yes,
Thanks for
David
having more
Attenborough has
intelligence than
saved
me,
me
'cause
again.
I would have jumped on the spiky one. Yeah, Arabella was waiting, so the minute he like
I
did
was
one flower, she was like, "I'm a jump."
I
Yeah,
was
flower.
absolutely waiting for you to jump on the cactus by itself.
Look, look. I'd be like, maybe I could fit between the spikes.
So as you're up here, you can see that this guy is in his same cage like the other one. Opens from the top, just sitting there on the desk.
I just will go over and open it.
All right, he opens it, and this one kind of like pops out and kind of like looks around, doesn't grow. But looks around,
Lived his life.
looks around and kind of like holds a hand out towards Aegis, who freed him.
Aegis gives a resigned sigh and then touches him.
As he reaches out and touches you, you gain the ability, as they bestow the charm of cantrips on you, you gain the ability to cast Prestidigitation.
That's a fun one.
As I am just quickly adding it to your sheet. All right. You can see that now?
That is correct.
Excellent. And as you continue to kind of like thing, and just like before, it kind of like waves at you, gives you the thumbs up, and tears out of here through the cat door as fast as possible.
Since Aegis went ahead and did the flowers, whatever, she went back to the button and made it go slow, so she could listen to the.
How did you make it go
mushrooms
slow?
speak
There was no like dial or anything. There's just a candle.
Oh, she blew it out.
She blows it out and it returns to the normal position.
Hmm. Are there matches?
It looks like there is no matches that are currently around.
Can I pick up the candle?
You can kind of like manipulate it enough to kind of pick it up.
What if I drop it in the water over there?
You have a wet candle.
Then I thought opposite of it being on fire. It's wet. Maybe it'll be slow.
Do you go place it back?
Yeah, I'll put it back.
You put it back, and it doesn't seem to be kind of like doing anything. You notice that that it was kind of like sitting underneath something.
Oh, what was it underneath?
It looks to be kind of like a little bulb. And when you blew the flame out, it went back to neutral.
Can I light it back on fire?
Aegis will
Sounds
look
so
at it
rude.
and chill it a bit.
So you chill the lamp.
Yes.
Yeah, you chill the lamp, and it does move to turtle using prestidigitation.
Yes.
Yeah. And it goes to turtle, and you can see that the other Campestri now that are kind of like in there, including Chon, seem to be moving a little slower.
Do they seem to mind?
They're like, no, the other one.
Okay. Like, put it back. Light it back on fire.
But now when Chon speaks, like he just did, it actually sounds like normal Chon. Like it kind of like brought down the speed of the high pitched, like quick Campestri mimicry to a more normal pitch.
We
Then
could
if
use
she
this
couldn't-
to open the door.
Yeah.
Using the mimicry.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna try and mimic the wizard's voice. Does it sound like the wizard, or like while still in the slow thing? Does it actually sound like the wizard?
When you say it and using your mimicry in the wizard's voice, it sounds to everybody else who's outside of it like the wizard.
Did it
It
work?
worked.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, "Open sesame."
You
I
say,
Father Time consumes even Mother Nature.
Sure. That.
what do you say it? I
Father
need to,
time consumes even Mother Nature.
and you hear this door open.
Hot dog.
Hot
Brilliant.
diggity dog.
We got it. Go team.
Guys, the door is open. Let's go before it closes.
You notice that the door kind of like just kind of like swung open a little bit. It didn't like immediately look like it was going to swing back or anything. It just looks like it popped open. And as you get to there and you look inside of this new area, you can see that it opens up into what appears to be a somewhat kind of like longer hallway that goes south that leads to just what appears to be a wall, and then north, which also appears to be a little bit of a wall, but there's this kind of gap that kind of enters that will allow you to explore further, and you do see a door.
Another pet door.
Yay, pet doors. Massey is just gonna start
As you guys were all leaving, the Campestri were kind of like mimicking, no, warm, but much slower.
She would try. I said before that she would have tried to turn it back fast.
But
But if she couldn't find a way, she'd have just told Aegis to put it back.
does Aegis reset it to what
Yeah,
it was?
Aegis would basically reset it by lighting the candle.
There you go. The candle is lit, and all the Campestri seem all nice and happy again.
The candle of chemistry is lit.
All right, and as you kind of like enter this area, what would you like to do?
Oh, Mazzy is an explorer. So she's right there at the little pet door, and she is, pushing it open with her cap, trying to see inside
just-
there. Yep. Sort of
Mhm.
like it, like a bull headbutting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as Macy's doing that, Aegis is looking down this. Now, is that like a window or something? I just
No,
noticed
that's
it's
just the edge of the map. That there's
Okay.
there's a wall there.
Okay.
Yeah. So you look inside then, Macy?
Absolutely.
All right, so as you poke your head into this room here, it looks like it's some kind of lab. You can see that there's this big mirror that kind of that is kind of standing over here in the corner. There's this big trap door. There's a whole bunch of like vials and like glassware that's set up here, along with some alchemist apparatus, as well as a notebook. And it looks to be an empty cage. There's also a nice looking cloak that is hanging on the rack.
Oh, she jumps in. Is there any way for her to like jump up, bite the bottom of the cloak, and pull it down?
Yep, you absolutely do that and pull the cloak down. And while you're doing that, Arabella comes up here and looks and sees the rest of the hallway. Looks to be there's a couple of doors with some pet entrances, as well as like another one of these doors here that have these nice little ears, and we have art for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
they just knock her. It's not the. It's the listening one.
It's got
again,
you
right?
see the ears up at the top?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could the go fast thing be moved?
It
Or
looked
the
like
go
it would
slow
be
version?
way too like big to move, because what you're gathering is it's this whole setup.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's
It's this whole
probably
setup.
weird.
It's not just like anything small.
We'll just go back to. She's just looking. Let's go back to everybody else's. What's this on the floor?
That right there is a bucket of paint and a brush. It's white paint.
I want to paint the floor.
Okay, you see Arabella take out the brush and just starts painting the floor.
The
Maisie-
floor is
Writing her
white.
name. She's writing her name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maisie's wrapping herself up in this cloak.
Yeah, and as you wrap yourself up in this cloak, you can hear like yourself become louder. When you put it on, it kind of like billows gently on its own.
Pillows gently on its own, and I become
It's
louder.
Having a good time.
She loves this. She gets to feel a constant wind, so this makes her happy.
All
And
right,
she starts dumping around the room. Actually, she jumps to the mirror and checks out to see how she looks in her new billowy cloak.
it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks like you
Can we
in
push
that
the
nice purple
vials
cloak.
off the tables?
You can.
Does it look like her, or does it look like mushroom her?
Looks like mushroom her.
Okay, let's just check.
Campestry.
Campestry her. Are there things in the vials?
Some of them have some vials.
The little bottles, they have stuff in them?
Some
Are
of them
they
do,
living
yeah.
Stuff?
There are some of the bottles do have what appears to be some kind of ingredients and such in them.
Do we recognize any of them?
You look around, some of them are like, some of them have a little bit of water, but you get the idea that there isn't enough to do anything kind of like in particular in this room, that there might be some stuff elsewhere.
Yeah, I just was wanting to look at before I pushed everything off the table.
So you're just smashing glassware?
Yeah, just smashing it on the floor.
All of it?
Maisie is totally gonna join you in that because that just it's
Except
all the
for, like-
feels for her.
So
As a
as they
cat.
go
She
to
would
do
keep-
after they
she
do
would
the
keep
first one,
two-
Aegis
hold
is
on.
like,
She would keep 2 of each, like she'd push them to one corner of the table.
Do you like keep 2
like,
of each?
So like in case they need them for something, and then smash
Okay,
everything.
so there's a bunch of other vials. So there's a bunch of vials left over, but now there's a lot of broken glass everywhere.
Can Nimna do like a spot test with that paint on her?
Aegis, were you going to do
mushrooms?
anything to try to stop them as well? And then
No.
No. All right.
So Aegis was gonna look like, as they went to break them, was like, no, we might need those. We've needed things in every other room. Randomly breaking
That's
these
why we
things
put
is a
something
bad idea.
We can get the stuff out of the glass.
What if we need the glass beakers?
Well, that's dumb, and that's why I put some to the side. There's more on the other table.
Push.
Which ones were you breaking? Were you breaking like the storeroom ones? Or
Yeah,
just
the ones that are just on this long table.
All right. And then Nimna, what was you had some?
Just gonna see if she was allergic to the paint, and if not, she's gonna wiggle around in it because the floors are white and it's white and we're sneaking, so it kind of just makes sense to also be white.
That makes sense. You start kind of hopping along now in the paint stealthily.
Yeah. Where did she go? Nobody knows.
I've-
Wizard Road.
My name is
So,
Stealthed. on
While you
this
were looking
road.
in this mirror, you kind of like suddenly had like an understanding after a little while. You can tell that is specifically a war leader's cloak of billowing. What the war leader property does is it amplifies your voice.
Oh. War leader cloak.
Does it amplify enough to open this door from the greenhouse back there? That
You
is
don't
the
know.
question.
Oh.
Yeah.
How powerful is the amplification?
It's pretty loud from what you can tell. As soon as any time that Macy has spoken since you guys got in here and she put it on.
Nice.
Macy, go back and mimic the wizard, and we might have the next door open.
But it's fast there again. It's not slow.
And just take Aegis with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Aegis. You. Me.
We won't break any more vials. We just broke 3.
So they just
Come
did
on,
manage to
Aegis.
save most of the vials.
No, it
Sure.
wasn't for Aegis. It was because she just got bored.
Okay. But Aegis thinks that it was them. Probably.
Yes. Aegis thinks it was his intervention.
He pointedly did not stop until Aegis was out of the room. And There's a book over here. Is there stuff on this book?
There absolutely is stuff on this book. We will look at the book, and then we will get to the other group that is headed over towards the burners. So you're looking at the desk, and it's kind of like an infographic on how to make potions.
What kind of potions?
So it allows you to kind of it's hard to tell exactly what they do, but you get the idea that some of them would be beneficial possibly if you were to make them. It also allows you to, there's also kind of like instructions on how to use the distillation apparatus. Effectively what it says is find the potion ingredients, and there's like a list of them.
Mm-hmm.
Clean the flasks, heat and cool the flasks in the machine, add water to them, make the water the correct color for the respective potions, and then pour the ingredients onto the top of the machine, and then stir, swirl, or shake the mixture depending on which potion.
Okay. Luke, it just taught us how to make potion. Thanks, book. What's in the machine right now? Was somebody making a potion?
Looks like to be right now that it is empty. It's just all set up and ready to go. So while you are over here now, Macy, you step into the area. Aegis, what are you doing?
Aegis will snuff out the candle and then cool the.
All right, so that brings down Macy's voice in terms of pitch.
Hey, Aegis.
It's loud. Like they can hear you in this room.
Do you remember what the passphrase was?
The one we've heard so far is Father Time consumes even Mother Nature.
Ooh. So, in the wizard's voice, Father Time even consumes Mother Nature.
No. Father Time consumes even Mother Nature.
Father Time consumes even Mother Nature.
From where you're standing, you can't quite tell if anything has happened, but it was definitely loud. The other Campestrian here also starting to look miserable again.
Yep. So she jumps right out slowly.
Aegis, you look and this door's open.
And she says really loudly, "Hey, Aegis, turn the heat up again."
Aegis comes back. It worked, and then he will go through the motions to get the heat back on.
Alrighty. Then as you do that, the Campestri are all happy again and like bobbing around, looking like they're growing. They like it. It's nice. So this door you saw popped open. What are you guys doing? Is there anything else you guys would like to do in this room?
We could see if we could open the trapdoor if you want.
Yeah. Peek down there. That'd be good.
Yeah.
So you try to open the trapdoor.
Uh-huh.
It is way too heavy.
Okay, then no.
Is there a potion we could make? Like a
Maybe.
large potion or a strength potion or, something like that? Maisie's just wondering.
Yeah, as you're
being useful, I'm gonna paint the trapdoor white.
okay.
Nice.
The trapdoor gets painted white. Looks very camouflaged now.
I see a
No one will
trapdoor
know.
and I want to paint it white.
Mhm.
Yeah, so as you're in there and you're kind of like looking around, the door seems to be way too heavy. You painted the trapdoor white. You do see another door here in the corner. And then there's
Is it
the other
closed?
doors available around. This door is currently cracked open slightly. Actually, no, sorry, I misspoke. This door is closed.
Can I hop up and, like, with my mycelium sort of flip through the pages to see if we can find a potion or something like that that might do us for this trapdoor or something?
You start flipping through, and there doesn't seem to be any of the potions that are listed here that seem like they would be very useful in this particular situation.
Okay.
This is a come back to it later thing. We can go through the
Okay.
voice door or this door. The voice door, we don't know if they'll time out, so we should probably go do so we don't have to make the mushroom baby sad
But yeah,
again.
as you're flipping through now, looking more specifically, you get the idea that the potions would be a red kind of like hued potion that like would be restorative, a orangey kind of yet like a potion that seems to be like it would be kind of spicy, and then a bluish potion that would be more to the tune of like to help you with some utility and breathing.
Right. And can I see the ingredients for these different potions? Like,
Yeah, there's
like,
a list of ingredients that that can be found.
and does it look like these ingredients are like here and in like
Some
these
like
jars?
some of them, but definitely not all of them. You don't seem to have enough of the ingredients to make things work.
Okay, so she'll mark the ones that are missing, like the missing ingredient, and like, does she remember, like, was that ingredient, say, in that greenhouse where the other compestry were, or?
You get the idea that the potion ingredients were not in here. This was mostly just a growing area.
Okay. Yeah, so she'll in her head, she'll obviously, like, mark off the ingredients. Actually, she's gonna tell everyone the ingredients that we're looking for to be able to make any one of the red, orange, or blue potions.
Yeah, and as you guys, as this is all kind of happening, Chan and Nimna, what are the two of you getting up to?
That is a very good question.
It is indeed.
Now that we're all covered in white paint, the book seems to be pretty well covered. That I guess we can peek back out. I don't want to wander off too far, but if this door over here is open, right?
Yeah, you can see that this door is open. You can see that there are two pet doors.
All right. Before she goes out, white painted Nimna will say, I'm going to peek down this door that you guys just opened. And she's going to bloop, boop, boop, boop.
John will dip himself in white paint and join Nimna, so Nimna's not on their own.
Sounds
Perfect.
good. So the two of you head out this way.
Yes.
Stealth team.
Yes. Stealth hops.
As these two are looking over the potions, and Aegis seems to be doing a lot of the utility duty, having the prestidigitation cantrip. The two of you kind of get to this door, and you look inside.
Uh-huh.
And you can see that there seems to be another Chwinga cage kind of sitting there. This one is just in the southeast corner of the room, being hung from the ceiling, like some of the other ones.
It's rough.
Yeah. There's a bunch of paintings on the walls, as well as bookshelves and a couple of reading pedestals.
Okay.
How big are these reading pedestals?
They're pretty tall.
Maybe we could use them to save our little sprite friend there.
I like that plan. So Nimna, like, just a second, like, waving mycelia at the Chewinga, so we can form a plan. How do you think we should get up there? Move things?
So as you walk in the room, the painting here is actually quite cool. It's definitely seems to be what looks to be almost like a sort of like a family portrait. You get the idea that this is the wizard. This is probably the younger guy, Greg, who's got a fancy bracelet and a nice. And this is probably the little cat. It's a little different than some cats. You can kind of see that there's like a little bit of something more to it.
Dirt.
That's
derpiness?
exactly what I had in my brain for what the old man wizard looked like.
Okay. Very fun. What is? Can Nimna climb over here to where this one reading plinth has something on it?
Yeah, you get up there and you look at the. You get up there and you look up here and you can see that there is it seems to be like a diagram as you climb up.
Oh, a diagram.
And this is what it looks like.
Nimna uses her mycelium to create a sort of hand and taps where her chin would be if she had one. As she examines this.
All right, taking a look over it. It seems to be a diagram of some kind.
Yes.
Seems to be showing that, like, different light.
Prismatic, almost. There was something in the other notes about a prism, right? She says to friend who is behind this pop-up, Chan.
I believe so, yes.
So
Something
maybe
about
this is a key.
Prism key thingy.
Yes, this could be a key to the key.
The key to the key.
Indeed.
How smart.
Can she roll it up and, like, tuck it up in her frills or something?
Yep, that works.
Sweet. Take that with us.
All right, so you've got what appears to be some sort of diagram to go with some of the other things you've picked up along the way.
This wizard also has very nice handwriting.
As wizards sometimes tend to do.
Maybe. Okay, first let's see if we can move one of the little stands, I guess. See if they're movable.
Yeah.
Which one would you like to try to move?
Shuffle it along. I guess we're at the one where the picture was, so
Okay.
it makes sense just to do that one.
All right, so you move that one. It moves. It takes a bit of effort between all of you because you guys are super small and not that strong, but you can move it enough. Takes a while.
Yeah. And out of breath, Nimna will stay at the bottom and claim that she will hold it steady for Chan while he climbs up.
All right, so the pedestal itself doesn't seem like it would be high enough.
Could I jump from the pedestal onto the bookshelf, climb up the rest of the bookshelf, and then jump onto the cage?
You can certainly try.
I will attempt that.
Has
Okay.
enough time passed that Maisie could join them?
Absolutely. You guys, the two of you back here, have figured out what you need to about the potions, and you guys are able to walk by.
Another fun option is we might be able to use the painting as some sort of little ramp to bridge a gap.
You also notice that nailed to this door seems to be some kind of note.
Oh.
As you walk by.
Ooh. There's a note?
Well, we'll look at it.
You look at it, and it is... It appears to be a list of things to do.
Somebody's gonna be in trouble.
Knew we should have watered the plants in the greenhouse. They're thirsty.
No, the poor plants. What have
Let's
we
go do
done?
his
We're monsters.
chores.
Arabella, if you want to start like figuring out how to do some of those chores, you can absolutely do that if you want to.
Yeah, she'll go do his chores. The easiest seems to be to neatly stack his books.
You get the
But
idea.
the one that has the shape water would need to water the plants.
All right. So were you? I heard that there was like an alternate plan, but Sean, are you just gonna jump for it?
I'm
Macy's
just
like,
gonna
hold
jump
on
to
a
the
second.
bookshelf and then
Yeah,
No.
Macy's like, hold on. And she pulls some books off the bookshelf and starts making stairs.
There's a lot of books. You could
Mhm.
theoretically possibly make enough if you guys all work together.
Mm-hmm. I
Depends
see a
on-
pyramid in our future.
Depends on how bad Sean wants to do this leap thing. I don't want to
Oh.
interfere with his moment.
No, I'm
Arabella's
good.
nicely arranging
Okay.
the books.
Yeah.
As you can see, Arabella is off screen, nicely arranging some books while you guys are trying to help this poor creature.
I feel like it's like intense music playing as we're building this thing, like the Rocky soundtrack as we're building this staircase, and then it just occasionally cuts back to Arabella with just like the elevator music.
Just stacking books nicely, alphabetizing them.
Yeah, it's doing chores.
Arabella's doing the real important work. We're just making a staircase out of books.
No,
So eventually,
she's doing his. She's not making a staircase. She's organizing it because he had the chore list and he had so
No.
much to do.
no, they're
We're-
That's
making a
what we're
staircase.
We're
doing.
making.
Oh, I thought you said she was doing it again. No, it was already in the
Oh.
stairs. My bad. I misheard.
Yeah, so you make a staircase of books, and you can get to the top of this cage.
Hey,
Go
It
for
looks
it, John.
the same as all the other ones.
Maybe let Macy do it since the rest of y'all have a cantrip already.
Yeah,
It's
whoever
up to you
doesn't have one.
guys. I don't
yeah.
have a cantrip. She'll ascend the Maisie will ascend the book stair and lift the lid and free the chewinga.
All right, so you free the Chwinga, and it kind of like stretches out a little bit. It's been in this cage for a little while, and it like kind of like looks over at you with like a nod and like a thumbs up, and like holds its hand out like the other ones.
All right, she definitely touches it.
All right, and upon you, it bestows the charm of cantrips once again, and you now have the ability to cast Mage Hand.
Ooh.
Ooh, handy.
As you should see that now in your list.
I do. Wonderful, thank you.
This is what it looks like every time one of these things walks up to you.
Aw, boop. Oh, we look like little sluggies. Slug shrooms.
All right. So and like the others, as soon as you guys free it and it bestows the charm, it tears out of here like the others. What would you like to do now? You freed the Chwinga. There's some books that are being strewn about here that you guys have taken down to build your book staircase.
I don't know. Like, I mean, guys, do we care about the chores? I mean, obviously one of us does because they wandered off to do them. But
Yeah, and this one's done by now.
Yeah.
This one is absolutely done by now. You
the
can
thing,
check off. You
like,
can absolutely check off the books.
can I actually do that on the thing?
I think we
That would be funny.
So we can.
The thinking was y'all were doing something like y'all had already started it or whatever, so I didn't want to insert. And this guy just has somebody being mean to him all the time. So what harm does it do to, while I was waiting for y'all to finish, to maybe help him out a little bit? Sprinkle kindness onto others, you sprinkle kindness onto yourself.
Nice.
I
I
guess
was just
it's not
thinking
something
about
you can
this.
sprinkle.
Yeah, so she's sprinkling kindness onto the apprentice.
I
So
was
she's
just
doing some
thinking
of his
this
chores.
book stairs.
And I did
you
mark
know?
off on that sheet at the on the bottom half that you guys did do that one.
Okay. If they were done, she'd have asked. Nimna has the shape water if she would water the plants.
Sure. Nimna will
Yeah, so
Jump
Nimna
it.
comes over.
jumps at the opportunity to flex some magic finally. Just happy as a little clam. Is overly dramatic in her casting with her mycelium waving.
Hey,
about.
while Nimna waters the plants, Arbella would clean up her mess of glass.
Okay,
Hide it
Maisie,
behind the mirror.
Maisie's gonna practice her mage hand, so she's gonna be putting away books with her mage hand, and trying to like
all
Of
right,
course, she's
so
not very good at making it alphabetical or anything like that, so it might be in a mixed up order.
all right, so you're cleaning up, you're dusting the shelves, and so you're basically cleaning up the glass and then cleaning the mixing containers in the lab. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how are you cleaning them?
She's first has to get the glass off the floor that she and Macy put off the floor. She's just kind of like scooting that behind the mirror because there's no trash can in here.
Okay.
So she was pushing it back so it's out of sight. And we don't assume the old man will move the mirror, so it'll be fine.
Doing the
And
teenage
then-
technique of shoving it under the bed.
Yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then we're a little mushroom, so we just kind of like use our mycelium to like brush. It said to dust the bottles, so she just dusted the little bottles as she goes by, trying not to break any more of them.
All right, so you can say that those are cleaned out, and that the floor is swept. That was an extra chore. Aegis, what is Aegis up to in all of this? While you guys are this Twingo was saved, and you guys seem
Aegis
to-
has just been keeping an eye between the two different like groups that have been split. So just going back, seeing if there's anything he can help with or whatnot with prestidigitation. Like for example, with cleaning the
Cleaned
bottles.
Yeah.
Can use
Alrighty.
prestidigitation to clean them all.
So now that the bottles are really clean,
And Aegis obviously somehow uses his mycelium to do finger guns while he's doing it to point at each of the bottles.
absolutely. Okay, so you guys haven't. So basically, the chores that you have left are gather the spell components, as well as dust shelves in the lab storage. But you haven't seen that yet.
Maybe it's
just
across
as a
the hall.
note.
Well, is it safe to say that off of the lab, where all the bottles were, maybe the lab storage might be that slightly open door off of it?
Definitely could be.
Like this one down here?
And it was a door that
Yeah.
you were unable to open as
Yeah.
of yet.
Alright. Well, if we're done here and whatnot, then let's, we got another pet door.
Is this the one that you are going into?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so but first I go, Arabella! Well, nasally and high pitched, but really loud.
Super loud. Arabella, you heard that completely because of the cloak.
She's impressed.
And are we missing anyone? Because she'll start shouting for other people if we're missing anyone.
Looks like everyone's there.
Excellent. She headbutts the pet door.
Sorry, and as you guys are about to headbutt that pet door and enter this room.
And that concludes part 2. Join us next week for part 3 and the finale to The Little Wish. I'm Dungeon Master Jeff. This is the Dungeon Master Academy. Peace out.